Okay, we're going to be caramelizing some onions because this burger really needs these beautifully caramelized onions. Now you want to get your largest skillet, about a tablespoon of butter, and a splash of oil. About 2 tablespoons of oil. Put that on. Now you can start it off just to melt the oil, melt the butter on a higher heat, but when you're actually cooking the onions, you want to do it at pretty much the lowest heat you can. Okay, we're just going to let that melt. Now, right here, I have 4 large onions already sliced, and you're going to need a glass of water, or you can use stock or whatever, because every once in a while you have to give it a little splash, just to bring the temperature down. Now, don't worry, you're not going to be sitting here over a stove for a half hour cooking this. You should check it about every 10 minutes or so. We'll be fast forwarding, you're not going to be there for that whole rigmarole. Okay, so we just take that and we dump her in. Okay, now the first thing we do is we just sort of just to get everything all coated in butter. Now the reason we mix the oil and the butter like that is because butter actually has a pretty low smoke point, whereas the oil has a higher smoke point. So you get the added bonus of the flavor of the butter mixed in with the oil, which means that the smoke point goes up, but you get the flavor. Skin. There you go. Now, these are good to make ahead. You can actually make these almost a week ahead. They actually freeze beautifully, and you can make them a week ahead. They're perfect, actually. They have a nice, deep, rich flavor. So we'll check on this in about... Oh, I got to turn it down, actually. Right now it's on high. We don't want that. We want it down around there. My stove just says warm, but you can play with yours. Low or medium low. Just something that'll keep everything hot. Now it's going to look like the sugar is going to start to come out of these onions, but don't worry about that. That's just, you scrape it up, put a little water in, you'll see. Okay, so we're going to check back in about 10 minutes for that. Okay? Okay, and as you can see, this is about 10-15 later. The onions are just starting to pick up a little bit of color. They're just starting to get, they're all nice and soft, and they're just starting to pick up some color. You want to give them a nice little stir, make sure that there's no particular spots that are... If you've ever made French onion soup, it's pretty much the same process. A little tiny. There we go. See? Nice, getting soft, starting to lose its consistency. The color is just starting. It's going to be a while yet, but we'll check back in another 10 minutes or so. Now, if you do notice that your heat is a little too high, that it's browning too fast, now would be the time to turn it down. My heat's pretty much perfect, actually. Everything sort of, you know. Now, if you notice that it is, you know, starting to stick and the bottom starting to get, don't you worry, because that's part of the actual attraction. We'll give this another 10 minutes, we'll check back, and I'll show you. Okay, there's another 10 minutes or so. You'll see everything is just starting to come together. Now, at this point, we want to drop the temperature, because we don't want to like fry the onions. There you go. Make sure to scrape the bottom. We don't want any spread them out nicely. Lowers the temperature, and it'll take a little while for the temperature to get back up, because we just want to basically completely destroy these onions. They're going to caramelize, which will give it a beautiful flavor, and they're going to just go to consistency of like a jam. It's going to be beautiful. Okay, let's skip ahead to the final product. And here we have the finished product. I've had to lower the temperature with water a couple of times, but as you can see, it's picked up that rich brown color, and the onions are pretty much just mush. The smell is unbelievable, and the flavor is even more so. So we just take these off the heat, put them in a bowl, and that is how you caramelize onions. I want to get all that. This is a good base for a lot of things, actually. You can use this on burgers, or you can use it as a start for French onion soup. As usual, if you enjoyed, thumbs up, like, subscribe, make comments. I love all that stuff. As usual, bon appetit.